What's going on? Okay, we have some very huge differences in both decks. We have Echoing Use in Kolento's deck, and Powder has Knife Jugglers, so it will also initiate that there are some masterful battles here. Well, some huge differences, and at least for now, between those two decks. Kolento was playing the Echoing Use for quite some time in his Druid deck, and I think that's one of his favorite cards. Like, he's playing also the Echoing Uses here, and Powder actually is playing the Bomb Lobber, both Quartermaster and Masterful Battle, and also a very important card in this matchup, which is Consecration. So this might be the card here for this turn, and we are seeing that. So, Ecop, what do you think? How different will be those two kinds of decks?
It's hard to tell, actually. I mean, we see right now for who's the bottom player? Powder, right?
Yep, that's Powder.
Yeah, we see for Powder the Masterful Battle Quartermaster combo already. Kolento still needs to draw his Quartermaster to make his Silverhand recruits better. So definitely the edge is for Powder right now, I would say.
Yeah, now it's the situation that the second Masterful Battle is actually in the advantage of having the weapon being used first against one of the tokens. So it's so weird to see this situation first time in a tournament, right? The board is being so spent by, oh man, second Consecration.
Dudes are going to die.
Yeah, that is definitely a huge draw for Kolento right now. Consecration will clean the board. He still has 3 Silverhand recruits, 4 if he chooses to make another one.
I mean, Kolento is actually going to make a great situation for himself because Powder doesn't have Master for Battle in his hand. He's going to really rely on actually getting Master of Battle in the next turn or two.
So yes, Consecration will see play right now. And right now, Powder's hand doesn't look too good with the double Bomb Lobber that only can hit 1/1s right now. The Quartermasters are kind of loose because there are no Silverhand recruits. Owl doesn't, I think. So Powder has a hand. But Pilot the Shredder might
yeah.
It might be able to back on the board, but it will be hard to collect. He's
Really
16
hard.
Man. That was just
Yeah, that really changed the game. Like, what does he have? Oh man, Defender of Argus is great, and he can use the Purifier right now. This is a great turn for Kolento.
Yeah, Scarlet Purifier, definitely an interesting card to be able to deal with Death Rattles.
Oh man, Chugga Chugga.
Yeah, nice. But I'm not sure about the Scarlet Purifier. I kind of liked the card at first when I saw it, but actually it's triggering those Death Rattles is not necessarily what you want. For example, when you play against Nerubian Eggs or Haunted Creepers.
Indeed, that is true. But we should also look at Chugga Chugga because it can actually freeze Powder for the next turn. I mean Kolento, I'm sorry.
It's so hard to actually tell which player is doing what when there are two players playing the same class. But it's one of the most important things about cards like Pilot Shredder is a possibility of making a whole different kind of combos, because there will be, you can roll a class specific card for, and this whole different class for which are you playing, which can now mean and proceed with some different combos.
Yeah, I mean definitely Pilot the Shredder.
A lot of stats from Tyrion is going to be denied.
What is more important, the equality that is in Powder's hand means that he can kill the really huge threat that is actually on second side of the board.
Okay, so Tyrion is going to get cleared, I guess.
Yeah, it poses a big, too big of a threat for the low amount of HP that Powder is having. It's only 10 points, but luckily for him, Paladin is lacking any burst action. So this is one of the classes that doesn't have the explosiveness of, an example, a Mage or Warlock that we're always seeing in tournament play. So I think Powder can be somewhat feeling safe for now with his board presence, but he doesn't really know that Kolento has also some spamming cards that will float his board easily. So this will be a game of thriving for board control. Knife Juggle.
Oh, Knife Juggle, that's huge.
This really means a lot for Powder here, but I think he should first maybe trade some minions from your opponent's side.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a Quartermaster in this situation. I mean, Quartermaster just buffing 2 minions is already very huge, and this minion will be able to be used to trade better.
True.
Oh, nice juggle.
That's the second juggle hit.
Oh man.
It's an ooze.
Well, that wasn't a really good juggle for him. I think he could have attacked with the 2-2 first against one of the uses to increase the chances of hitting the Silverhand Recruit of Kolento's first. But still, he is in a great spot here, and Kolento, I think, didn't use any Consecration yet. Was that Powder using both?
I think you might
No,
be
no,
right.
it was Kolento using the first Consecration that got him so far ahead. But,
right.
Yeah, but Powder slowly but surely climbing back in this game.
That kind of a board. The equality is now useless basically, because the only taunt on board has a Divine Shield. So it's really tricky to clear this kind of board.
Load up is not really what he wanted right now, definitely.
The only way to clear this board is actually hitting the Divine Shield here.
Oh,
I mean to clear Tyrion, but that will result in spawning the weapon. This is a tough spot for your teammates, man.
Yeah, Kolento's Tyrion, unfortunately for him, was cleared very effectively with Silence, and now Kolento doesn't have a Silence against the enemy Tyrion, unfortunately. Sword of Justice, that's an interesting card. Very good synergy with Masterful Battle, in my opinion. That makes your dudes in the mirror matchup especially that much more powerful.
Of course. And you can always use this Sword of Justice in this mirror match to clear opposing Silverhand Recruits before they are being buffed by the Quartermasters, so it's a really huge deal. But in this situation, when Powder is so far ahead, I don't think there's much difference now.
so Powder is exactly 3 damage of Lethal right now. Because if he uses Quartermaster, he can bring him down to 16, and then he has Sword of Justice. Which also buffs the Quartermaster, obviously.
True.
I would actually say Kolento is in a really bad spot.
The Bomb Lobber is a new Argent Commander here.
Indeed.
It's like a mixture of a Argent Commander with Ogre ability, because it's random and it kind of poses the same threat. Okay, so Kolento chooses to concede the first game, and we'll be seeing Powder most probably being in the second match playing. He will play against Priest from Kolento. We'll wait a few seconds for the second game. What do you guys think? Was that really? Is there having like a huge difference between those two? That in favor of Priest in this case, because Vol'jin is one of the cards that builds board presence and also threatens the minions of your opposing player. But we are here at the second game. It's Priest versus Paladin as we predicted, so looking forward to this. And we are seeing Shadowward Pain in Kolento's opening hand, so we can think that he might be increasing the amount of Shadow Pains in his deck if he's playing Shrinkmeisters.
I'm actually pretty sure he's running double Shadowward Pain.
Yeah, so he will be also running Shrinkmeisters, right?
Yes, he definitely has double Shrinkmaster, double Shadowward Pain Just imagine if he double Shrink Meisters and somehow steals Tyrion or destroys him. That would be so crazy. Oh, there we go. Already the 1-5 buff.
Yeah, the 1-5 so strong against those Silverhand recruits that the Paladin can spawn. He needs something big to answer this No-Shire Cleric already. Also, the No-Shire Cleric obviously is a great source of card draw. We'll see when he decides to use it for card draw though. Because right now he can clear the Dive Juggler with the Shadow Word Pain already.
I think you have to do it because Master of Battle can be...
Master of Battle just came in and you are risking taking 3 damage.
4, because there's always the weapon, so you can easily then trade the Knife Juggler for 3 damage and proceed with one of the knives being thrown at the Priestess and then being killed off by the weapon. Use the Shadow of Pain here. It would be so risky if he doesn't.
Yeah, even if he plays Dark Cultist, this is going to be around 32% per Jagu. So I don't know, I would say Shadow War Pain is the better choice.
Oh, he decides to go for the card draw instead. That's actually a very greedy play.
And that's true. I don't really see the point of being so greedy in this kind of matchup.
Oh man.
Oh, that's so lucky. Well, he has to sacrifice the Knife Juggler here. Well, so it turned out well for Kolento here, because he didn't really lose the Shadow Word Pain against the Knife Juggler. And let us analyze here. Now the Master of Battle was actually being capable of clearing the Dark Cultists without even the Quartermaster.
Oh man.
Oh man, Kolento is going to have such a huge turn. This is going to be great for Kolento.
He is not able to clear the board anyway.
Well, he can play Circle of Healing, that's how he can clear.
Pyromancer, okay.
Pyromancer would have been helpful a turn ago when when he was facing...
Auchenai in Circle, you just kill 2 3/3 minions, which are not exactly being worth 3/3, right? Because they were just 1/1s some time ago, like last turn ago, and he will leave his Powder's one minion Quartermaster on 1 health, and there's also the weapon at the disposal of the Paladin, which will easily clear the rest of the Auchenai being left on the board.
Well, Kolento doesn't have to pull the trigger on the Auchenai circle just yet. It's okay to...
But he will!
But he will. I mean, there's also merit in waiting a turn to maybe force your opponent, maybe hope that the opponent overextends some more, and then you can clear the board more effectively. For example, he could have just healed up and Shadow Word Paint the Quartermaster in this situation. That wouldn't have been that bad.
This is an easy turn for Powder. He just clears the Auchenai, goes into phase, and plays the Piloted Shredder, nothing else. I mean, now Kolento has to deal with this board.
Oh, we have the combination of Shrinkmeister plus Cabal Shadow Priest. That's gonna be a big game changer at some point. But for now,
it's only 8 mana.
Play Sylvanas.
Oh, hello there, Bolvar.
That's a nice card, and it's also one of the most beautiful animations in the game. Did you see Bolvar already?
Oh yeah, I definitely saw it. I played with Bolvar, but Bolvar, to be fair, has disappointed me a lot of times since his battle cry since his power can just be silenced, making it 1/7 again. So, yeah.
If that power would actually would not be able, if it would be able to silence the power, that would be insanely powerful. Bolvar would be too powerful, I think, if that would be if the effect of the card would change the basic stats and not just be a buff.
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
Pyromancer plus Shadow Word Pain, clearing the board here. Very nice turnaround from Kolento, only leaving the Piloted Shredder on the board.
And if Powder doesn't clear the Pyromancer here with his Piloted Shredder, this will get snatched in the next turn by the Shrinkmeister Cabal Shadow Priest combo.
That's right.
This will be a huge turn. Oh man, this is insane value here.
Is he going for it?
Sure, you have to do it.
Yeah, you get so much card advantage out of it. You not only get the Shredder, but you also get the minion that spawns out of the Shredder. It's like stealing 2 cards with 1 card.
Wow, that was great. That's one of the powers of the Shrinkmeister, to achieve some kind of really overpowered combos like stealing Icera, or what else you can steal. Basically, with having two Shrinkmeisters in your deck, you're able to steal almost every single minion in the game.
Yep.
That Consecration by Powder was able to deal with this board effectively a little bit. He can still run his Sliverhand Recruit into the Panda to clear it off, only leaving the Cabal Shadow Priest. Oh, he's actually deciding to attack the Cabal Shadow Priest instead. Actually a good move, because the Cabal Shadow Priest can be healed up, whereas the Panda cannot.
True. It's kind of risky because he will be very low at health. He's not saving any points of health at this with this kind of play, which is risky, but can benefit in the long term if the priest cannot burst him down. And there's actually 5 points of damage here.
Yeah, Kolento is actually 2 damage of lethal right now. He has Orkanite Soul Priest, and he can use Light of the Naro to deal 3 damage, which will also ensure that he gets Light Warden, because that's how it works.
Actually, he could always use the Light of the Naro on the dude, and that would overheal it, actually over damage it, and still summon the Light Warden.
Yeah, that's right.
So what is he actually going to do? I mean, do you really have any other play?
Well, we can see some play with Pyromancer as well. He can clear the board very effectively, because Kolento is also at a little bit low health right now, but Paladin is not a class that can deal a huge amount of burst out of his hand. So he's not worried about that, he's just going for face right now.
This is a really tricky
I find
play.
it interesting though that he decided not to kill the Haunted Creeper. He could have played Pyromancer and Light of the Naro to kill the Haunted Creeper and the Spiderlings as well.
Indeed, that could have cleared the board completely.
So the Haunted Creeper lives for now, and it can trade the Panda away.
Is this lethal next turn if he plays Tyrion?
I think it is.
Yeah, Tyrion can be killed by Shadow Word Death, and then that clears the way for...
No, it's 2 off lethal.
Are you sure?
No, he has
No,
Light of the
right,
Naro.
Light of Naro.
It's
right.
lethal.
So it's lethal.
He didn't want to risk the Bomb Lobber. It could have saved him. And this is going to be it.
Wow, BM from Kolento here.
Oh, well, he just wants to clear the board completely to show dominance. Anyway, Kolento evening it out, 1-1, and yeah, it's a level playing field again. We're gonna see the priest. Paladin is all gone now, so we're gonna see a priest from Kolento against either a warrior or a druid from Powder.
What is your prediction here?
In my opinion,
Version?
Druid.
Yeah, version?
I would go for Druid if I were Powder.
Well, it depends.
Which is also one of the reasons why I don't really like Volvar that much, but it seems like that some players here like it.
Actually, it's also worth mentioning that we have around 3 Bolvars in 10 Paladin decks. So it's only about 30%, that's not that much.
Oh wow, so we not only see the Piloted Shredder in the Druid deck, but also the Piloted Sky Golem.
I just wanted to ask you, what do you think about the higher cost piloted shredders? And wow, that's really curious. Because I thought that actually the 6 mana piloted minions aren't so good at all.
Well, you can kind of compare it to Cairn in a sense, because Cairn also Cairn is a 4/5 that spawns another 4/5, and the 4/5 is like Yeti stats. So,
Yeah, exactly. So it's basically
pretty much the
outcome.
same thing as the piloted Sky Golem, and yeah, like who wouldn't like to have 3 Cairns in his deck, for example, if you rely on a strategy like that.
You think
But actually, maybe he plays Piloted Sky Golem even over Cairn, because it has more aggressive stats, which is what Druid wants.
Actually, I need to add on that almost all Druids ran Piloted Sky Golem X2.
Wow. And
That's
no Cairn.
They really like golems.
Yeah, well, Cairn with 4 points of attack can be really slow in this kind of metagame when there will be so much minions with 5 HP, but also GVG is introducing minions like, an example, the piloted shredders, which are 3 or 4 HP minions, so it's kind of hard to predict. I think Cairn might have a comeback in this metagame, but I'm not really sure yet.
Yeah, I pretty much agree though that piloted Sky Golem is better in Druid because of the just because of the stats.
Oh man,
that is so good.
And in some situations, you get something better out of the Sky Golem than just a 4/5. For example, a 3/3 with Divine Shield is definitely.
You could get something like a mechanical Yeti, man.
The problem with this minion is he is actually bad against Priest.
Yeah, because of Shadow
most likely going to die.
Yeah, well, it's basically the same. It will be like 3/3 blank. It was a really good role for Powder here. The Divine Shield means a lot in most of the matchups, but when Priest has a really easy answer to just destroy a minion, even if it has Divine Shield, well, that's really unlucky for Powder here. Still, Kolento was able to make a really big Twilight-like creature, Twilight Drake creature in the form of a troll, and this poses a great threat to druids, because druids, if they want to kill a minion, they have to deal the damage instead of just destroying it by effect. So cards like Injured Blade Master are a great headache for the druids here.
Injured Blade Master is an orc, by the way, not a troll.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know my flavor stuff here. Sorry. I'm not a role player.
Look at it, you can see it already immediately.
I'm blind then.
And we are going to get a clear board right now from Powder. Or not, actually. Okay.
Another Pilot's Sky Goblin drawn for Powder, but that's probably not what he wants to play in the situation. He needs to get rid of the Blade Master, which he can, by just attacking it. But then he might not want to deal with the Organized Soul Priest just yet, it seems. Yeah, instead he opts to drop some cards with the Ancient of Lore, tries to get the combo pieces for the Force of Nature Saboteur combo.
That's what he was looking for right now.
And Powder is actually just looking to apply pressure here.
I think he was bluffed by the Aukenai being dropped just on the board without any follow-up for it. So he's not predicting a cycle of healing in Kolento's hand here. This might be a great disadvantage for him. It will be really hard to Druid to make a comeback from this position.
Yeah, well, as long as the Aukenai is up on the board, Priest can't heal. And I'm pretty sure that Powder right now, with the playstyle he did, is relying on just drawing into the combo and just having lethal. I mean, look at all the damage that he has in his hand already. He has double swipe, which is a huge amount of damage, and once he draws the Savage Roar, he will just be able to win the game outright. But right now he chooses to actually.
This is weird. This kinda. He is not following with his own game plan here, right?
Yeah, but that was because he was hoping to draw into Savage Roar. That's why he played the Ancient of Lore to draw into it. And now that he saw that in three card draws he didn't get the Savage Roar, he has to change up his game plan again, because he is falling behind on board, and Priest might be able to kill him with that kind of a board too. Fairly soon. So therefore he had to use the swipe to deal with the piloted Sky Golem.
Kolento would be so grateful for a Shrink Meister right now.
Yeah, if that card was if that No-Shag Cleric was a Shrink Meister, man, stolen Yeti. Like this is so important to this is so important for Priest as well, the Shrink Meister. It helps so much in this Druid matchup, which was so bad because of the 4 power minions. And with the Shrink Meister now you have so many solutions against 4 power minions with Shadow Word Pain, Shadow Madness, and also Cabal Shadow Priest.
This is a very tricky situation here, because if Powder will actually draw a Savage Roar, this will mean end of the game. But he didn't. So We are still in the game here, and look at this. Powder is using Dr. Boom.
Oh, Dr. Boombay!
It fits so well Druid because it spawns. It's kind of like scenarios.
Yeah, kind of.
Because
Actually?
but it costs 2 less.
Yeah, it's just way better.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen scenarios being played as well in those Savage Raw combo druids. But yeah, I mean, if your game plan is aggressive, then you might as well just go for the cheaper version of scenarios.
And it also can be. Look at this. When you did play a Dr. Boom and then proceed with a Savage Roar, your bombs are 3-1, and if they die, like you can just clear some other minions, and they will still get to damage the face of your opponent sometimes. So it's really a great trick here, and I think that Powder really made a good call with deck building with including of Dr. Boom, and also we are sure that he is using Troxor also, because Kolento did Fault Steal it, and this minion is also fits the great. I mean, it fits the strategy of the druid because it also spawns minions when your opponent is playing spells.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, most of the time people can only deal with boards with good boards by playing spells. Like most of the mass removal cards are spells, so therefore Troxor is a very good card to deal with that.
Is the creature being spawned after the resolution of the spell or before?
It's before.
Before.
Yeah.
So if Warlock plays an Twisting Nether, an example.
Yeah, then everything dies.
Okay.
That's
Okay, that's very important. Also a funny situation here because Cult Master was being spawned by the piloted Sky Golem.
How much damage is this?
This is game over.
Oh yeah, this is lethal right now actually. So wow, Powder on the back of his druid, edging out the victory edging out the victory again and going 2-1 in the lead. Very well played by Powder for sure. I mean, he had the game plan to stay aggressive for the most part, and it paid off.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that I didn't see the Dr. Boom in action, but I'm sure that we will see a lot of Dr. Boom this weekend, and today.
But yeah, right now Dr. Boom is also making his presence felt. So, and there's many more. I mean, that we haven't even mentioned. So many good legendaries in this set.
I'm wondering if Kolento is also using Dr. Boom in his druid deck. And a Big Game Hunter. This card will be making a comeback in the upcoming weeks.
Of course. I mean, if Dr. Boom ends up being the most popular legendary, then Big Game Hunter will definitely make a splash.
So now no, that's Border deck. I'm confused. Yeah, Kolento has double Enervate in his hand, which is really good when you can spawn a Shade of Nextramas, but he didn't do it on the turn 1. Wait.
Well, he just drew it. That's
He just
why.
drew it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Well, if he had that shade in turn 1, he would have spawned it. I'm pretty sure.
I was wondering. I phased out. Sorry, guys.
Oh man, like that's definitely not a hand that Kolento wants right
Definitely
now, unless
not.
he draws into something big. But
Oh,
he only
man.
draws Swipe. He needs something very big for that Innervate.
At least his
Oh.
hand looks nice.
Oh wow, Dr. Boom can be played already.
Oh man,
That's
this is
great.
insane. This is insane. And more insane is also that the Shade of Nextramas can be easily killed by the bombs.
Well, but Powder actually decided not to play the Dr. Boom just yet. Maybe he was afraid of Swipe. I mean, we see double Swipe in Kolento's hand, so maybe he had a precognition there.
Well, the Golem would be able to trade for the Dr. Boom. Some good call here. Good call.
Those turns are just really awkward for Kolento here. I mean, his timing on drawing certain cards is
Like
just
his
a little
cards-
bit off. He drew the Shade of Nextramas one turn too late to innervate it. Now he draws the Ancient of Lore one turn too late, so innervate creates one mana crystal too much. Man, this is just a rough and awkward draw for Kolento.
Look at this situation. Powder plays Dr. Boom, and Kolento wouldn't be happy to actually sacrifice his whole board for the bombs, but I think he will have to risk it because if the bombs will hit his minions afterwards, after he will kill both of them, this will mean a lot of problems for him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just have to swipe here. What you can do, like a good way to clear the board here, is attacking the Dr. Boom with the shade, and then swiping the Doctor, and then swiping Dr. Boom, hoping that Ancient of Lore tanks a little bit of the damage from the bombs, and so then finishing off the Spectral Knight with the Ancient of Lore.
But what if it gets killed by the bombs?
It gets killed by the bombs, most likely.
Yeah, but 5 health is not easy to kill, and it has to hit the Ancient of Lore too.
Twice.
Because you can also hit face with the with the bombs.
This is also something important that the new expansion brings to the table, is the risk management here, and we see this in this kind of turns actually, and this is the safer play.
Yeah, this is like Kolento doesn't decide to take a risk. I mean, the Ancient of Lore would have died anyway, probably.
No, it wouldn't. I mean, he would be trading for the.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter if you attack. Like it's better to attack before. That's true, I guess. I just thought that.
Insane value coming.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I mean, Argus on the ooze. That's what Kolento has to do here. He's kind of in a tough spot and has to make use of whatever is left in his hand. It's not great, to be fair, but yeah, maybe he will get back in the board, but it's tough to do it with what we see in Powder's hand. Druid of the Claw and Shade of Naxxramas is going to be a...
And this will not be being played in taunt mode for sure. He would not risk it, right?
Yeah, there is no reason to risk it. I mean, the game plan is to pressure in general, and this is exactly what Powder is going to do with the charge. Of course, this makes the Druid of the Claw more vulnerable to something like a Keeper of the Grove, but
Kolento here has
being
to...
more aggressive here is definitely what Druid wants.
Now Kolento has to clear the board, I think. Like, Druid of the Claw, charge into the Spectral Knight, then proceed with Wrath. If he ignores... Well, the other play is only Wrath and charge face. Would you
he
do
decides
it?
to draw a card, actually.
And swipe face?
No, he didn't draw a card.
Oh, okay.
Right, I thought that he would draw a card. He chose the taunt mode. So he's not afraid of Black Knight, even though he plays it himself. But I guess sometimes, if you're far behind, it's what you have to do. You just have to take a risk and hope it will work out for the best.
Well, the outcome was better for him this way, because if he would charge into the Spectral Knight, he wouldn't be saving 2 damage that was dealt by the Keeper. 2 Shades of Naxxramas, they're both hiding.
Yeah, we will have to see which Shade actually decides to come out first. I'm pretty sure that Powder can just keep his Shade in hiding for as long as he wants, until he draws the combo pieces. It's actually a really awkward hand for Powder right now. He didn't use that second Innervate properly earlier, so that now it's stuck in his hand, doing nothing. But yeah. I guess he can still make use out of it if he draws into like an Ancient of Lore, drawing cards.
True. Or maybe using 2 Savage Roars with combo on one turn. What is also important for the new players that are watching this tournament, Wild Growth has a hidden interaction. If it's being used on turn 10, where there's actually maximum mana reached already, then Wild Growth will spawn a new card in your hand, which is excess mana for 0, which are actually we see that card, and it draws additional card from your deck. Crazy combos that has Druid in his arsenal.
Yeah, it's all about the board in this matchup. You want to have board presence, more minions on the board than your opponent, just so you can pressure your opponent more and force him to deal with your minions while you are attacking his face. So whoever has the board advantage is usually going to be the favorite, especially because it brings you that much closer to killing your opponent with the combo as well. Pilot Sky Goblin, that is a big draw for Powder right here.
This is a really big draw, and actually Kolento might be forced to use Force of Nature.
Well, the hero power can trade the Shade of Naxxramas away. I'm actually surprised that Kolento chose to remove his Shade from hiding already, considering that it can just be killed by hero power right now. And Powder leaving his Shade in hiding because it wouldn't accomplish anything to attack with it right now.
Okay, so you silence Keeper of the Groove, you go Force of Nature.
He's afraid of whatever the Pilot Sky Golem can put on the board.
It's a 4th mana drop, so there are many possibilities of some awkward minions being spawned on the board. Would it be lethal? 8? No, that would be 22, so 2 of lethal if you would draw the Savage Roar. 1 of lethal actually, because we would have to use the Innervate and Hero Power. Why would you use Force of Nature here to clear? If Kolento has a Savage Roar, that means he would be able to deal 12 damage, so he would have to actually deal to draw the second part of the combo.
Yeah, Powder realizes that it's very unlikely that Kolento has both parts of the combo after his next draw. So therefore he goes for the draw and finds the second combo piece, Savage Roar along with Force of Nature. You can even,
I think you go face here.
You don't
Yeah, me too.
I don't even know if you have to do anything here. I guess Powder's just playing it super safe, so he doesn't die to combo, but he actually still dies to combo if Kolento had it right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So, interesting attack there.
And now, basically...
Well, there's one part of the combo, but Big Game Hunter, unfortunately for Kolento, is not a Force of Nature.
So how much damage is that next turn? That's 21 damage if Kolento will kill this Shaden right now.
Yeah, he can kill both minions here.
Okay.
He will do it. And this is a good call from Kolento right here, because he will be able to be out of range of the combo, but he's still really vulnerable to any kind of board control, like a swipe or Force of Nature. So he didn't opt to play the second Big Game Hunter, to play the Big Game Hunter here.
So do you put out Big Game Hunter after your Force of Nature just to get your little next turn?
All you have to do actually is hero power.
Yeah.
Because then if your opponent hero powers and doesn't have any other heal, then you have exact lethal.
Well,
But instead he decides to go for the Big Game Hunter.
This way he chose to show that he's playing Big Game Hunter, so if you actually would win this game.
What do you think about Ogre Brute? Like, once again we see an interesting card being drawn as Kolento's last card pretty much.
I'm not sure about it. It's a big threat for 3 mana only.
I mean, if you get it turn 3, it's great. Because then some jury decks actually run Wailing Soul. And getting Ogre Brute turn 3 and turn for a Wailing Soul is awesome.
The double Savage Roar BM. That's some big damage coming in, and Powder taking this game and winning against Kolento 3-1.
3-1. And this is a single elimination bracket, so actually Kolento is being upset here.
Kolento is out, and I mean we had a poll, we had a straw poll up